Colorado's rapid growth has uncovered many new challenges for our state and amplified others. The fight over water and how to make sure we have enough actually started before Colorado was a state. CSU is hosting a symposium on the topic next month, an initiative organized in part by former U.S. Agriculture Secretary Tom Vilsack. I recently sat down with the secretary to talk about why water is so important.
You know, over the course of the next 20 to 30 years, we're going to face some critical shortages in terms of water, and we want to prepare for that day so we don't have to choose between growing cities and growing crops. So each year we'll have an annual symposium. This year it's on March 14th at the Gaylord Rockies. It's an opportunity to focus on the solutions that are already in place in Colorado, how industry, how agriculture, how municipal water companies are essentially trying to address this issue. And it gives us an opportunity to have a very frank, open, honest, and transparent discussion about the issue of water. It's an important not just for Colorado, but for the entire western U.S. and, frankly, for the entire country and the world.
Absolutely, and obviously agriculture very important to Colorado and the nation's economy here. But when we talk about Colorado, we are seeing so much population growth here, and there seems to be some tension there.
There is, and the folks in Colorado, I think, have sort of focused on this. They put together a Colorado water plan, and they essentially said, look, as we continue to grow in terms of our population, we're going to face about 1 million acre-foot of water shortage in the next 30 years. That's 326 billion gallons of water that we have to figure out how can we conserve it, how can we reuse it, how do we preserve it, so that we don't have to make that difficult choice between continuing to have agriculture, which is so important to the history, the tradition, and the economy of the state of Colorado, and growing cities like Denver and Fort Collins. So I think it's important for the university to have a role in this effort. We're a convener. We want to focus on the policies, the right policies, the right research and innovation, and educating all of us about the importance of water.
We can all conserve. Is that part of it? I mean, can one person, if multiplied by many people, can that be enough?
Every person can play a role, and I think should play a role. Obviously, agriculture's got to figure out how to do more with less, how we need to continue to grow crops, but use water most efficiently. Cities have to figure out how to reclaim water that rolls into the streets. Industry has to figure out how to basically reduce the amount of water that they do use. And there is an opportunity here for terrific technology, for new job growth, but the focus has to be on this issue. And fortunately for the state of Colorado, there has been a focus, and fortunately Colorado State, as a land-grant university, is really involved in making sure that we focus on solutions.
And since there's been some battles between the western states over water rights, how do some of these other states, Arizona, Texas, New Mexico, how do they factor in here? Are they involved?
Well, they're not involved necessarily in the symposium, but they are involved obviously in the issue. And what we want to be able to do in Colorado is to develop the template, the roadmap for how the western U.S. can resolve this issue of water. You know, clearly the climate is changing. We've seen warmer temperatures, and that brings with it a serious evaporation of water, forest fires that have an impact on water conservation and preservation. So it is important for all of the 18 states that basically take water from the Colorado River system to be part of this. But we need a game plan, and I think Colorado needs to take leadership and is intending on taking leadership.
Well, late this week, after we taped that interview with Secretary Vilsack, Arizona agreed to join the Colorado River Drought Plan, meaning 7 states and Mexico have all agreed to take less water from the river.